Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series Season 7. And we are just about ready to go. It looks like the teams are making the lobby right now. I'm hopping in with them. And we're already getting ready to go to our first map here in our Division C West match tonight. We have Almost Legends Obsidian versus Annie Oak League. So, of course, early in the season, we don't really know what exactly to expect from these teams, but it should be very interesting to see what they have in store for us. And this first map we're going to, still our newest map here in the Nexus in general, Alterac Pass. So we're going to see what exactly these teams have on this very sustain-heavy map. We see a lot of soaking, very high priority on the mid camps, but again, it's early in the season, so we don't know exactly what we're going to see out of these teams. Of course, we do have some returning faces that we see pretty regularly. Teams that we are definitely familiar with. Let me just make sure these teams are on the correct sides. And of course, it's going to be a little confusing to refer to these teams because we've got ALO on one side and AOL on the other side. So, what a week one matchup for us to get with that. And let's make sure these teams have everything set up and ready to go. First week here in NGS, and we have seen a lot of pretty epic matches already to start. A lot of teams starting out strong, but most importantly, everybody seems to be having a lot of fun. I got to give a big shout out to the casters. They have been doing just an amazing job to start off here. We started off in the first 3 days, 21 out of 21 live casts on all the matches. And even with 17 matches tonight, which is just completely an insane amount, still this is live cast number 13 on the night. So we only missed 4 of those matches. And even so, we're going to put those matches up in the replay cast booth. So if you didn't get casted tonight, if you're out there watching right now, we're still going to try and take care of you guys as best we can. We'll try and get as many of these games in as we can to cast. And don't be worried about the camera shake. That's just the cat running by. I'm trying to hold it down, but he's just too big. It looks like these teams are pretty much ready to go. And it looks like we got the teams on the correct side. I'm going to give them the... I'll let them know that we are ready to go to hop in for game number 1 on Alterac Pass. So a couple of these names definitely jump right out, especially over on the side of Almost Legends Obsidian. Dallying Pig, DJ Cold Cuts, Boggs, Indecisive. It seems like some new guys, at least from my perspective, on Annie Oak League. A lot of these players I don't think I've casted for before, or if so, it's been a while. But always excited to see fresh faces and new players here in NGS. That's just a really nice benefit of playing in this league, is getting to see that. Make sure we got I didn't have music on for you guys. Jeez, I am sorry. Let's get the music pumping in here. Alright, so it looks like these guys are almost ready to go. We got a couple of stragglers, making sure they're ready before they get started here. Maybe a little pre-game jitters as we get started here for their first match of the season. Both teams have not played yet, so there are a couple teams that played a couple matches in their opening week, but it should be pretty interesting to see either way. I know I am definitely looking forward to this matchup. I'm excited. This is my first cast of the season. I casted so much last season. It's been awesome to see it spread amongst everyone so far and all the different casters coming out and representing here for NGS. But, it's always fun to get to jump in and watch these matches myself. I'll be looking forward to it. But I gotta admit, I don't know much about either of these teams. It's just too early in the season, and of course we had just only one Almost Legends squad last season. Now they've branched out, and I think have 3 or 4 teams, I want to say, spread across the league. I know C Division was pretty competitive last season, and I don't know, the competition is always pretty good with these placements, so we're going to start to see if any of these new teams maybe kind of setting those benchmarks a little higher or a little lower. It's always interesting to see new teams. But I want to thank everybody for being patient and hanging out tonight. Ripper Hots cheering for Obsidian. And I kind of expect that, being in a regen organization as my team is, I kind of see a lot of that with people showing up to cheer for their own org. It's not your team, but even if it is just a sister team, like it's a really big deal. It's nice to have people that'll come out and support you and people you can support. Eyeing that cat. He's eyeing my new camera. I purposely only broke it out today, so. Alright, so it looks like, we got a new follower already. Wait a minute, where is my alerts? Where are they? Oh.
New follower detected.
They are not showing. Oh, there we go. Alright. I'm sorry about that, folks.
New follower detected.
All right, here we go. On in for game number 1. Alterac Pass. Almost Legends Obsidian, Anti-Oak League. Week 1, Season 7. Let's see what these teams got for us. Hello, Valkymer. Ziltoid, thank you very much for the raid. I got some stuff to catch up on here. Hex, thank you very much for the follow. And heck, just for the heck of it, shout out to Moist Weenus for the 100 bits from a couple weeks ago. While I'm just looking at those alerts over there. Why not, really? Alright, so in we go for game number 1. Already a couple of pretty common ban outs. We've seen ETC kind of rising up a little bit in the meta. It's worth noting that he did get a recent nerf in the patch. I haven't looked over the patch notes very closely, but just going off of what was told to me, it's just a slight adjustment / nerf. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I don't follow chat that much, as Valkymer says. I tend to try and focus on the match, especially when we got some new players in. I want to make sure everybody gets rolling. So again, sorry we're running a little bit late tonight, but we got things going. We got bands coming out. Healer bands coming out here from Almost Legends Obsidian early, and they're going to prioritize the Diablo. Dallying Pig, of course, the main tank, and we've seen him on this hero before.
Ready for action.
Used to great
I'm here
ability.
to help.
Meanwhile, Jaina and Muradin on the other side, so some good CC potential with some good follow-up damage. here nice and early for AOL. And we see Anduin picked up. So some possible chain CC coming out already. You got that charge into overpower, into possibly that chastise. And then just kind of looking at the bigger scale, you could end up seeing something along the lines of a Apocalypse into Light Bomb into Crushing Jaws now with that Orphea. So again, the damage follow-up. And I like that move from Obsidian. They go ahead and get themselves the mage so they avoid that potential chokehold on the backline damage dealers. They also pick up their healer, so they could possibly try and put even more of a chokehold onto the healer pool here. As we do see already, Anna and Stukov have been taken off the board. So will they choose to ban out a third one? There it is, the Deckard going to hit the road. It does leave up the Tyrande, which is a pretty good stun follow-up potential for the Muradin. And I think generally Tyrande right now considered one of those big three, but you know, you got to take into account scouting. If they know what the enemy healer likes to play, you know, you can just start taking out the popular healers. And there it is, two more non-healers. They're going to go with the Falstad and the Blaze. So AOL kind of saving that support pick for last. At this point, why not, you know? Deny the possible solo lane pick that Obsidian wanted. Also get a little global ability there with that Falstad. But look at the Junkrat Rexar coming in on the other side. Hello. Poke for days now for Obsidian. Rexar also just kind of annoying to deal with. Misha in particular on these points. And yes, as Kelador's picking up on that, it's a pretty good week one back and forth. And there is the Tyrande. We're gonna go with the pretty standard pick for support. And right now, you know, pretty good stun chain potentials on both sides. A little more disruption and pokeability, I think, from the side of Obsidian, which is really important on this map objective in general. But you know, pretty good wave clear from both teams, so no big advantage there. Pretty good camp taking ability on both sides. Falstad, a great camp taker. Rexar on the other side. So I really like both of these drafts. Should be a pretty interesting game to get this started. We are loading in here for game number 1 on Alterac Pass. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Who do you think is going to take this one here? Early season matchup. Any ideas? Who you're rooting for? Let me know. Of course, you know, very interesting map here. The map objective, of course, very strong. Getting the map objective can be kind of long and difficult. But here we go. Let's get on into this matchup. On the left, we've got Almost Legends Obsidian. We've got Indecisive going to be playing the Anduin. We have Magic Master on the Orphea, Boggs playing the Junkrat, Dallying Pig on the Diablo, and we got DJ Cold Cuts playing the Rexar. Meanwhile, on the right, we've got Annie Oak League. We have Galeon playing the Tyrande. We've got Pina Colada going to be playing the Muradin. Unicake going to be on the Jaina. We've got Gola playing the Falstad, and Transformer going to be on the Blaze. Go ahead and bring up these talents for you guys. You can see what these guys are starting to pick. Pretty standard across the board from what I can see. You got the third wind. Bribe coming out here from Falstad. He's going to go with that Wingman. Maybe going towards that Lightning Rod build. Meanwhile, on the other side, put a little English on it. Kind of the standard. Looks like some bold strategy coming out from Anduin. But he's going to be a little bit longer on those Qs, but gets the benefit of the other two talents, which is pretty nice. Pretty standard approach there. Of course, that Elun's Chosen coming out from Galeon. Very powerful healing potential. Gives her some real spike healing potential, which can be nice. Nice charge from Dallying Pig. Getting a really good angle on that. And I'll be very interested to see, based on Dallying Pig's performance here. We've seen him run amok with this Diablo before. And then we've seen some Game 2 bans on it. in the past. Well, quick rotation here from AOL. Really like to see this camp taken early. No one rotating to it quite yet for Almost Legends Obsidian. They've got 3 still stacking in the mid. Meanwhile, Pina Colada just playing it safe, playing it patient here. I wouldn't even say cautious, but look at the scout out. The Owl gonna cross over and scout out that nobody's on that camp. So we'll have to see how AOL wants to respond to this. They can just push straight up the gut now with this camp. The Bruiser camp's so strong here in the mid. And they are going to be looking to push in with it and try and get this wall. There's an opportunity for Unicake to be able to maybe utilize this to get some stacks, but they're going to play it pretty cautious. They don't want to come in too far and be caught out by that combo of Diablo and Anduin. They've got pretty good CC up in the top. Transformer doing a great job. Actually goes back. DJ Coldcut's not really paying Misha any mind. Meanwhile, down here, Boggs struggling a little bit into Falstad. But both just kind of doing their job here, getting the soak. Meanwhile, late camp pickup here for Obsidian. They're looking more for the split pressure in the mid, while the prisoner camps are going to be up. So a little bit of a different strategy on each side. I gotta say, AOL, I think, could have taken a little more advantage of that. They do have their camp coming up in about 5 seconds, so they'll be able to get this pushing as well. But I really would have liked to see them push in there with that camp. Try and push the issue a little bit. Pretty even on the soak so far. Both teams right around level 6 here. Looks like Obsidian going to be the first ones to press in, especially seeing that they're on the camp now. Nice stall out coming in from Galleon, though. And that Lunar Flare going to be a little bit too late. Did pick up the level 4 upgrade, so a little bit of extra range on that, but not quite enough range to get that first interrupt. And we will see Obsidian having the first bit of charge here. They got it to about half now. But they are going to go ahead and back up, look to try and reset. Don't want to be caught in that corridor, especially with the big stun potential from Blaze. Look at the combo now on the Dallying Pig, though. Pulled across there by that leap of faith. Meanwhile, look out. Transformer going to be caught out. Nice block there from Obsidian. They're not going to let him charge out, and that's going to be first blood going over to Almost Legends Obsidian. But looking for the counter kill potential there as they back up, trying to just kind of strafe back and get what damage they can. Obsidian almost picking up another kill as well, and look at the damage coming in. Falstad goes down, and they are pushing it even further. Magic Master, calm down on that Orphea. 2 more kills, gonna definitely secure this one for Obsidian. They go in. And they're even going to get Boggs boosting his way over onto the camp just in time. A big-time power play for Almost Legends. Obsidian. I should have just called them ALO, shouldn't I? But that's going to get super confusing really quick. I do like Transformer instantly rotating to the top. You're going to get a little bit of soak advantage for that. So DJ Coldcuts brings the bear on up and get a bit of that soak. Meanwhile, both teams dedicating 3 to the mid, but this camp is also going to be pushing in here behind this commander here. Or cavalry, I should say. Going to give them extra movement speed and extra attack power inside the circle aura. And every lane covered by both squads, so they're all getting the soak, but big damage coming in here in the mid. They push in, and they got pretty good wave clear from Unicake, but he is completely out of mana. We will be able to clear up the cavalry. Finally, the camp will go down as well, and worse for wear in the mid. Bot not too bad. But look out, Dallying Pig coming down. That was a big rotation, but Gola playing it safe back by the towers. In the top lane, we'll check in on our solo laners down up here. Transformer doing a nice job again against DJ. Cold Cuts kind of poking him out there with that fire. But level 10 is going to be achieved first by nearly a full level here for Obsidian. They did a nice job of getting some extra XP. They get the entire front wall and mid. But look again, the camp rotation very quick here for AOL. Didn't get a whole lot of value out of the last set either for that camp, so. It is going to be scouted here. Falstad does not have the Gust yet, but Blaze is soaking in the mid lane, so they should be able to get 10 before this boss goes down, plus the big rotation coming in as well. DJ Cold Cut's actually going to be caught out a little bit and taken down. That's going to give level 10 to Andy Oakley. Now they have the ability to make this play early Riptire there. Not going to get the value they wanted. Diablo is going to go down. Crushing Jaws on the point, but a brilliant Gust coming in from Gola, and they're going to get the Anduin as well off the back end of that. 3-for-0 kill, and the boss stolen here. Andy Oakley making a big power play here in the bot lane. And now they're going to be pushing on with this camp. We've got 4 here in the bottom. They do split off the Rex, or the Blaze. The Rex are also going to mid to try and clean up that camp, so they're getting good value on this mid fort. Look at Magic Master going in deep, getting the healing reset, takes out the Falstad, but ends up trading out his own life. And look at the pull there from Indecisive. Thank you very much, sir. Gets him out of the Lunar Flare at the last second. Both teams making some good plays here. Gotta love the Orphea trying to make the plays, trying to get in there. Magic Master trying to make it to the highlight reel for Nexus Edge. Almost, sir, almost. Keep it coming. We're watching. Now, about a half level lead now for Andy Oakley after that big play in the bot lane, so big shift here in momentum. Meanwhile, they do set a few members back to get the camp. That is going to allow Almost Legends Obsidian to pick themselves up the camp here. They're trying to interrupt it on the side of Andy Oakley, but it's not quite enough to, again, early Riptire. Gonna hit Transformer, nice chunk onto him. Meanwhile, Pina Colada, kind of low on the inside. Lightning Breath coming out, unstoppable but not unkillable, and just a hair late there on that Holy Word. Meanwhile, we do see Transformer getting low. It's going to charge on in there, but look out, it's Anduin falling in a little bit too far. Magic Master now getting low, trying to see if he can find some kind of self-healing or sustain. Goes down as well. It's a 1-for-3 exchange. They did lose the Muradin, but I think they'd trade that Muradin for 3 any day of the week. Diablo still only got about 50 souls, so hasn't quite hit his final form yet. Meanwhile, 7.6 seconds left on the prison camp over here. It's now AOL getting their turn to cap. By the way, Bahamut, thank you very much for the raid, sir. Trying to work out what's going on with my alerts, but 35 people. Welcome, everybody. You are still here in game number 1 of this C-West matchup. And while here comes the Riptire, the Gust trying to zone. Pina Colada getting a little bit low, but look at the static healing coming out there. Big Holy Word, but it is going to be interrupted, and it's a little bit too late to save them from the camp being capped. And it is going to be 1.5 trade out for none there. The Diablo falls, and the poor Misha. Meanwhile, look at the push in bottom here. That boss did some work in the bot lane, and the occasional catapult pushing the lane up as the Raider coming on down the bot lane. Actually, coming on down every lane, really. Oh, meanwhile, look at the stun chain, but Bog is going to be saved there by Indecisive right at that last moment. Nice leap of faith there to get him out of trouble. Now Boggs will be able to rotate around the other way. Pina Colada going to be popped in there by that grenade. But he's got the Dwarf Toss if he needs finds it. He backs up a little bit. Magic Master, though, not going to be so lucky. And now this becomes a big push here into the mid-keep. They are going for it. They've also got bot pushing, but the big supporting effort here is in the mid. They're even going to bring down Gola to try and finish this off. There again is a big displacement there by that grenade. The Dalian Pig going to be dusted away. And ultimately they are able to make the play and get the mid-keep. Big grab there by Andy Oakley.
Next time our raiders charge, the Stormpikes will fall.
And we'll see a very quick camp grab. That had to be bribed there. To some extent there for Gola. He's got that wingman talent at 1, so level 16 now in for Andy Oakley. They are going to go ahead and back up and reset. Look to grab their own camp. Maybe mana up for the next brawl here. But this puts Almost Legends Obsidian in kind of a rough spot moving into the late game here. Down the level 16s. Gotta talk about this Anduin build. Going kind of that full heal build with all the upgrades to that Divine Star. Not looking to put in the more attack-heavy build, which I kind of like against all the CC that we see coming out from Annie Oakley. Holy Word Salvation has gotten some value. You almost gotta wonder if with the Divey Diablo, if Light Bomb might not have made a little bit of difference. Plus all of the interrupt potential between Gust, stun for Muradin and Tyrande, and Blaze. As we'll see as the game goes on, that decision pays off for Indecisive. Camp gonna be cleared in mid, and I kind of like this. Annie Oakley stepping up just a little bit here, putting a little bit of pressure on this bot keep along with the boss here. They still have level 16. They're able to clear it up and get the boss straight on to keep. Charge in from Transformer. Misha getting very low. Crushing Jaws not really going to have any follow-up potential there. They're even going to go ahead and throw down the bunker to secure it. And that is going to be the second keep of the game now. Annie Oakley. And they're going to go ahead and steal the camp as well. Big time macro plays coming out here. Bot's going to be cleared up there with the help of the core. Cap on the backside here for Annie Oakley. This is the fight that Almost Legends Obsidian is going to have to take. They can afford to take a little bit of time clearing up these lanes to buy them a little bit more time to actually be able to fight over this. But ultimately, with the level 16 talent now being there for Obsidian, they really are going to have to push the issue. They don't want to come in split, so they come in together. But look at the choke of kind of applied there, not letting anybody in for free. Indecisive does get the salvation there to kind of protect them. And look at this. Jolly Pig gets in there. Lightning Breath's going to get a second kill in this fight. It's a 2-for-0. But they are looking for more there. Misha kind of marching forward. But it does look like the other 3 members of Annie Oakley are going to make it out. Cap is going to be grabbed, and now 50 seconds on the clock here for Almost Legends Obsidian. Going to have to worry about the core. They've got the top keep taking damage as well. Junkrat's going to go back and clean up this mess back here. Meanwhile, still about a level and a half, a little more, before Annie Oakley's going to have that 20 and really have the next big advantage for them. Oh, but this is something they cannot afford to have happen. Pina Colada going to be able to jump out there with the Dwarf Toss. They got to be patient and wait for the other 2 members. They are coming up now. Falstad does have the fly. Pretty much all the heroics are up. Well, a few of them are down on each side, I should say. Dust is there, though. Maybe I will get him out with 3. No, it's not enough. The cavalry will be spawning, but look at the salvation. Denying so much damage there. And denying a lot of that static healing. Pina Colada going to have to back out, but going to be too little too late for Tyrande. Didn't even get to get that Shadow Stalk off. Magic Master still trying to make plays though. Gets the kill onto Blaze, but gonna pay with their life. Ouch! And so that's a 2-for-1 exchange. And Almost Legends Obsidian getting the better of that and the cavalry. But these lanes are pushed out pretty far, and they've got a lot of forts to go through here. It's a play they definitely needed. And there's the Chastise with the flip and the bomb gonna actually put him in a good position. Valiant Pig actually still going in past the fort, past the cavalry, trying to get a play. Trying to keep that momentum going, but Falstad is up in the top lane, kind of hindering that top lane push. But here in mid, Almost Legends Obsidian is getting some work done. Unicake actually dodging a little bit of that damage there with the ice block. Nice stun there on to Gola. Nisha doing work in that front line. Now a little bit slowed, trying to make it through the muck. Misha, no, not like this! Poor Misha. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Cavalry having a rough time here with this lane push. Does manage to make it to the fort, though. And is gonna get it? Yes, indeed. Bottom fort grab. So that's gonna be 2 forts for the side of Almost Legends Obsidian. A good start trying to get back into this one, but now they are looking for their camp. No idea where AOL is working. They are up on that top boss. They do send the Owl out to scout in the bot lane, but not finding any purchase there. Meanwhile, a little bit late to the party here is Almost Legends Obsidian. Valiant Pig trying to find somebody, but instead finds Pina Colada. Get that stun there. Indecisive. Gonna go ahead and pull Misha. Gotta love all the animals, all the creatures. Boss picked up here and being pushed in. Pina Colada being tugged back over and over again. With the big continuous gust coming out from Gola, gonna give Pina Colada some room to work. And wait a minute, look at the damage coming down. Annie Oakley, welcome to NGS. They're gonna get themselves a triple kill. Diablo is coming back with souls, but with the boss pushing here, and now all 3 keeps and all the armor down on the core, I think this is gonna be it, ladies and gentlemen. Valiant Pig still making a big play on Gola. Salvation trying to give them something to work with here. Riptire gonna get a big pop onto a few. Valiant Pig actually getting the kill onto Murden as well. Wait a minute, this is 2 down. And a reset onto the Riptire. They have enough to finish it off, though. It looks like they do. Game 1 will come to an end as Annie Oakley taking the first win of this best of 3 series here. Week 1, Season 7, NGS. Big plays coming out from both sides. Bit of a back and forth there in the back half of the game. And you know the tail of the stats kind of gives us that idea as well. 11 to 14 in kills, pretty much your standard 20-minute Heroes of the Storm game, and a lot of the stats pretty even as well. You look at top damage, 68k for Junkrat, 61 for Unicake. Healing pretty similar. Gotta give a big shout out to Boggs. Dealing a ton of damage and no deaths on that side. Gola making some big plays late in the game as well. Big gusts helping them secure that win. It was a big turning point on that bottom lane when they were able to catch DJ Cold Cuts out and steal that boss away. Either way, very exciting game to start. Now, let's see if we can't figure this out. All right. Let's get set up and ready to go for game number 2, shall we? Hey, you. Yeah, you. Quit messing with my camera, will you? No? He's like, what are you doing? The new camera I'm trying out. See if it works out for us. Unfortunately, it's trying to share a living space where the cat likes to sit, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, so it looks like we are going to Cursed Hollow here for game number 2. They've got teams on the right side. So this looks like this was map pick for Annie Oak League. So Almost Legends Obsidian choosing to take first pick, first ban. Now it looks like we got about a minute until these guys are going to be ready to go. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the nightcap. Kaladorn, I used to have eardrums. I'm sorry, was something loud? Was it the media source that was loud? I can try. Well, it won't play again the rest of the thing, but I'll make sure it's not too loud next time I cast. Bring back the cat cam. Yeah, I can do that. Let's turn this puppy around. And there he is. This is how he sleeps. He sleeps on a wooden table, kind of chilling out. I do believe that Kaladorn audience demands the cat cam. Calm down, guys. There's a 30-second delay. We downed it from 60 seconds to 30, but you know, it's still a thing. I could probably just have 2 cameras, one pointed in his general direction. Usually I have another cat hanging around, but that little clip was very loud. Okay. Thank you for the feedback, Kaladorn. I have to admit, I added that NGS intro source as a kind of last-minute addition to the stream. So kind of forgot to do an audio check for it. So I will make sure that's squared away before my next cast. I got this big fluffy guy just dead asleep in here. The rest of broadcast can just be the cats. By the way, this is Kalikos, everybody. Kalik for short. One of the only dragons that haven't been introduced in Heroes of the Storm yet. Somebody write Blizzard immediately. It's kind of the equivalent to the Bandit Cam over on Baja's stream. I should just set this up as my secondary camera angle. Alright, looks like pretty much everybody's coming back and about ready to go. Cat is Malelling. He's a pretty big time sleeper. I often describe him as a loafer. He really likes to loaf around the house. And I think he knows I'm talking about him because he keeps opening his eyes just a little bit. Alrighty, here we go. Like these teams are ready to go into draft here for game number 2 as we head on off to Cursed Hollow. Almost Legends Obsidian gonna go ahead and be our first pick. Malemi. The legendary Malemi. Alright, well. He chitters sometimes when he sees a bird. I know that much. Alright, so ETC and Jaina are going to be the first bands out. So Almost Legends Obsidian not wanting to see a repeat of that Jaina from Unicake. And again, ETC, that priority ban for Annie Oak League. A lot of times we'll see teams not try to adjust their draft. Pay attention, caster. Oh, to the, What happened? Well, I'm confused. I guess I'm a ref now, so I can see the chat.
Let's fly.
Either way, we are going to see Boggs coming out once again. This time with the Falstad. So a little bit of a steal there for Almost Legends Obsidian.
And I'm checking in.
Speaking of steals, Diablo going to be stolen away here from Obsidian, and they're going to go ahead and get that Ana. It was banned out from them last game, and they kind of didn't have their choice of supports. Choked out a little bit last game for Annie Oak League, so let's go ahead and get their hands on Ana before we go into this ban phase.
For the frozen throne!
For the Nexus!
Meanwhile, Anubarak and Orphea coming out, so once again we'll see Magic Master throwing out that combo damage from Orphea, but now Dowling Pig gonna have himself an even more divey tank in the Anubarak. We'll say this much though, it's always exciting to see Dowling Pig on that Diablo, but we'll see what Pina Colada can do with it this time around. Saw him doing some nice jump around play on that Muradin last time. The Haka gonna be banned out here. Almost Legends Obsidian. Could choose to try and put the, I was about to say, try and put the backline damage choke there. So they will take away the Gul'dan. Still have some options in that area, such as like Kael'thas. But, pretty bursty damage backline right now. Falstad can kind of go either way. He's a bit of a switch hitter when it comes to damage.
To the horde.
Wow, Thrall and Phoenix going to be picked up here for the side of Annie Oak League. So, again, you know, that good CC chain potential. Plus, you got some interesting combos here to potentially put with Sabo. You could go with the Earthquake or the Lightning Breath to slow down and proc that extra damage from Sabo. Meanwhile, Arthas and Stukov coming out here. So, Stukov, some pretty good spike healing. Not to mention, just in general, the AoE nature of his heals can be a pretty decent counter to Phoenix and Savo. Arthas, of course, going to make it a little bit more difficult for Thrall to try and navigate through these team fights. But it's going to be the Li Ming coming out for Unicake. A backline damage that I really love to see. Li Ming, so exciting with her reset potential. I do think that I like Almost Legends Obsidian's draft just a little bit more this time around. I feel like that front line is going to be very difficult to get through to get to that ooey gooey center of Almost Legend Obsidian's comp here. But quite a lot of setup and damage potential for both squads. So I really think, like most games, I don't feel like it's a draft win. I feel like right now this is going to be execution based. I mean, can also be a straight answer to the Anubarak. That Disintegrate can be pretty good at destroying the web wrap from a new Barak, but we shall see as we load on into game number 2. Almost Legends Obsidian on the left. We're going to have Dallying Pig on the Anubarak. And we are going to have Indecisive on the Stukov. And they are just so piled up, man. I'm going to have to cheat a little bit. DJ Cold Cuts on the Arthas. Boggs on the Falstad. And Magic Master going to be on the Orphea. While on the right, we have Annie Oakley, Pina Colada going to be on the Diablo, Unicake going to be playing the Li Ming, we've got Gola on the Phoenix, Galleon going to be playing the Ana, and we've got Transformer on the Thrall. Now immediately, Annie Oakley going to go ahead and split out to the side lanes. I think they're going to send Falstad to the bottom here for Almost Legends Obsidian. I'll bring up these level 1 talents for you guys, see what these guys are building into. Gonna be Dallying Pig. Playing pretty aggressive here. Notice he's got that Stukov healing on the backside. Gonna be that beetle, that Legion of Beetles coming out, so it's a good potential counter here for the Li Ming. Getting a lot of the summons in the way of those abilities. Hammer build coming out from Boggs, so he's looking for straight burst damage. Gola going with the increase to auto attack damage, so talent that you normally see people take when they're planning on spending a lot of time dueling 1v1. 5 stacks already for Transformer up here. Let's see, he's getting started. Pretty standard across the board from what I can see. Meanwhile, both squads going to get started with their respective camps. Unicate going to go ahead and cap that nice and early and probably come down to bot lane to put a little bit of pressure on Boggs here. Meanwhile, we're going to see Obsidian actually capping maybe a little bit early. I kind of like to see teams stall to have that to split push when the objective's in bot, like it is here. So you can have that up there and kind of pressure any Oak League into wanting to be split. They do not have any sort of global. I mean, unless you want to count Planet Cracker post 10, but I don't know if anyone's going to do that. By the way, Kayla Dorn, thank you very much for the cheer. I know the audience wants the cat cam. He actually moved up into the window, so I don't know. We'll see if he settles down again before the end of this match. Both teams kind of settling in to their laning phase here. Nice camp grab by Annie Oak League. Once again, you know, putting a little bit more of a priority on these camp grabs. But also, once again, you know, not going to push with it. They're using it purely as a, you know, more of a bargaining chip, if you will, to get themselves a little bit ahead in the rotation game. We will see Obsidian clearing this out, and you got to wonder, you know, it does kind of look like they are completely just not even gonna try to come to this first one. I gotta say, I kind of like that call. You know, you want to play it patient here in the early game. You don't want to overextend or try and do something you just can't pull off. And at that point, it was kind of a choice between clearing that mid lane or coming down to the tribute, eating a lot of damage to their mid structures. Choose to just give up that first tribute and soak. They do have Boggs here in the bot lane, so it should be a rotational advantage for Almost Legends Obsidian. They also have the option to get their camp. Gank attempt up here in the top lane. Dallying Pig is here. Gonna have those beetles to be able to eat the tower shots, but Transformer able to make it out, and Dallying Pig going to start the rotation down.
Gather tribute.
Trib will be spawning in a bit of a favorable position for Almost Legends Obsidian, but again, I think a lot of that comes to the fact that they have Boggs on the Falstad. He can get soaked down here just a little bit longer, but to make up for it, Gola rotating a little bit early. Should be here on time. Both teams with level 7, so no big No big difference there. And Arcane, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Gotta love it. All staying within the NGS family. Starting off on this battle. A little bit of combo damage coming out of the front line of Annie Oakley. Anna standing in there tall just a little bit, taking about half health, but now stepping back just a bit. Big stunt coming out, but again, ton of damage. DJ Coldcut's going to be the first to fall here, and that's going to be a big reset for Unicake, trying to use it, but the Stukov Silence going to keep him down for just a bit. There it is. Manubarak diving back in, trying to find something. Frontline for Almost Legends Obsidian falling here. Meanwhile, Boggs flying all the way to the bot lane. Quickly going to regain that soak. Try to put a little bit of a band-aid here on the now level lead for Annie Oakley. This is a pretty tough spot for Obsidian to be in. They are now almost a full level behind, and should be enough time for Annie Oakley to be able to get
zone.
Thank you very much, Arcane. I appreciate those 100 bits. Oh, welcome everybody again. Coming in here. You are in game number 2. Annie Oakley. The pretty impressive performance here. Their first game on where were we? We were on Alterac Pass for game number 1. Pretty even till right around a little bit after level 10. We saw Annie Oakley with a big invade boss steal. Kind of turned the momentum from there and never really let it go too much. While poking has started here over this tribute. Again, level 10 is up, and no level 10 for Obsidian. They are still going for it. Dowling Pig going to the backside. Now going to be trying to leave here. Trying to pull away some of the members. Going on an adventure here is Dowling Pig. And that does distract them long enough. They get the Ana kill, I should say. It is a trade out, but now level 10s are here for Obsidian. They can actually look to re-engage. Syndragosa coming out. Phoenix is going to go down. Wait a minute. Li Ming going to fall as well. This is a 1-for-3 exchange. The Thrall up in the top lane. That makes all the difference. Wait a minute, folks. Almost Legends Obsidian. Just when they needed a big play. Oh, look at the Earthquake. Transformer was ready for this rotation from Boggs. I mean, I respect the play, but at the same time, with so low mana. Now the Earthquake down for 80 seconds. Probably not available for this next trib, which should be giving us that 30-second notification anytime now. Cap is going to be grabbed here for Annie Oakley. X-Ray Lude, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Everybody, don't forget to hit that follow button, by the way. Come on back for more NGS action. Usually, if I'm not casting a match here on my channel, I'm usually hosting somebody else that is. This is kind of the nightcap here for NGS. It's picking up some more games early next week. I know I got a Tuesday at 5 match next week, so keep on coming back for more NGS action. But before we move on to the next game, let's take a closer look into this one. Camps grabbed for the mid lane on both sides. Oh, and DJ Coldcut's going to be isolated here. Savo coming out, not even needed to get the kill. But look at Boggs on the backside. Sneaky, sneaky Falstad. Going ahead and grabbing that channel. And just like that, it's Almost Legends Obsidian getting their second tribute. And Annie Oakley looking to clear here in the mid lane. Transformer going down, and again, Transformer versus Boggs. These guys keep finding each other. Even in different lanes, they keep finding each other. And a quick tribute pop here. Look out, Annie Oakley going for their boss. Big power play here I don't think anybody from Obsidian has seen this yet. DJ Coldcuts might be looking to try and scout it out, but it looks like he's more just positioning up here for the trib. Dallying Pig almost ready to scout that out, but it's too little too late. And now, Obsidian in a rough spot here. They got to choose between the trib or the boss push. They are going to turn around and hit the Syndragosa here. Look at Falstad going with the Hinterland's Blast. It is enough to interrupt the cap there. Annie Oakley trying to weather the storm right now. Apocalypse, big stun, Pina Colada. Gonna put Arthas in such a rough spot there. They're zoned out. Sukov gonna go down, and just like that, it's a 2-for-0 in favor of Annie Oakley. They've got the boss pushing in the top lane. I will say this much though, Almost Legends Obsidian did have the siege camp there. That's gonna greatly hinder that push from the boss. But now the curse is out, and 2 members are still down for the side of Almost Legends Obsidian. And Annie Oakley gonna be able to press in pretty well here. Transformer is in the mid lane, harassing Orphea and getting some good damage onto these structures. Big wave coming in, but Annie Oakley has 4 here to support for. Meanwhile, the flip from Dallying Pig does have the burrow charge back out. And we'll see a good amount of return damage. Look at the damage on a Phoenix from the Hinterland's Blast there, and everything else being piled on. Now Pina Colada is going to go down, and all of a sudden, Almost Legends Obsidian kind of turning things around once again. Big wave down here in the bottom going to have to be collected. Pina Colada, of course, did have the souls come right back, but I guarantee you, trade the death timer for those 10 souls again if he could. Hashtag good talent to add Blizzard, just saying. It doesn't even matter what talent tier they put that on. There would be no competition from any other tier. If that was his ult, it would be picked every game. I'm just saying. We will see Obsidian trying to soak, trying to push things back here. They almost have level 16. They're going to be looking to try and catch Boggs out. It looks like they're on the rotation. Oh, they're going to find Dallying Pig, though, instead, and he gets completely blown up. Orphea trying to find something with the Crushing Jaws. Good damage on the Gola, but ultimately he's going to get those shields back. And Annie Oakley going to find themselves a boss as their main prize here. You're going to be taking this boss quickly, and there's no gust here from Boggs, so he can't really look to counter or really do anything about that boss grab. Annie Oakley making a beeline for the Bruiser camp. Anubarak is back up, but like for Obsidian, they've got bigger fish to fry here in this bot lane. We'll start putting some damage on the boss. Annie Oakley can round on him, and it looks like that might be their play here. Big stun, though, from Dallying Pig. Apocalypse, not going to be anything they can really follow up on. Everybody makes it through the gate. Look out, here comes Syndragosa coming out on the other side, along with a big, massive shove onto the Diablo. And once again, Phoenix going to be caught out there with that silence from Stukov. Unicate getting very low, as is Galleon. They're trying to back out of this, but Pina Colada being the last to get out, they will make it. Meanwhile, this boss chunking, not going to be able to get the keep, but going to get a good amount of damage. We're going to have to clear that, and the camp, and the catapult behind it. Almost Legends Obsidian, they do have 2 of their own tributes here from earlier in the game, still stored. So this is an opportunity for them to get a curse of their own. And they know it. They are positioning right here. Even talent tiers, even level. And this is a big fight here. At this point, Annie Oakley has pretty much opened themselves up a win condition in that bot lane if they get a big team fight win. So we'll have to see. Dallying Pig being isolated out a little bit there by Pina Colada once again. And again, good charge on the backside. Savo coming out in the Earthquake, but it's silenced. Look at the silence coming in from Indecisive. What a big move there. They're going to get 4 kills off the back end of that. And it's mostly, I'm going to say it's mostly off of that, you know, you got to give Magic Master the credit for getting all that damage in, but that silence was just so huge from Indecisive. Annie Oakley filing back through that chokehold. Mid lane is still pushing with this Bruiser camp. Gonna have a lot of support from the minions behind it, even though they only have the 1 HP. The camp gonna tank a lot of that damage. Meanwhile, Annie Oakley still trying to push forward. They know they need to open up a win condition of their own, but the death timers are still kind of low. Everybody's gonna be up in about 10 seconds here. They're going to get the front wall, and as they see people coming up, they may want to think about backing out. They do still have the curse for another 19 seconds, but they get on the Indecisive here. Pina Colada doesn't quite get the flick, though. So we will see Almost Legends Obsidian backing out. They get a lot of extra XP. They're going to get this top fort before this is said and done. Curse is over, and both teams will be reset to 0 tributes. We will see Almost Legends Obsidian going right to their camp to start this off. They've got a camp still pushing a little bit here in the bot lane, so that's going to push itself out for Annie Oakley. Transformer caught out alone. Not caught out enough, though. Able to back away. This is a pretty dangerous time for both squads. Either team gets a 5-man team wipe at this point. They can just go through the bot lane and win the game. Oh, and look out! Annie Oakley is so split! Oh, the huge Cinder goes, the Thrall goes down. Diablo goes down. Savo comes out from Gola, but no slows, so it's hitting like a wet noodle. That ult is so contingent upon the slows. Level 20 achieved by both teams, but you gotta give a lot of credit to Almost Legends Obsidian. They knew they needed a big play here. And they found a couple members caught out. Now they're gonna be able to steal the boss. And they're gonna look to be able to push this, try and secure themselves this top key. Tribute's gonna be up, but it's pretty much a non-factor at this point. I don't think we're gonna see either team get another curse. Web wrap onto Phoenix. They're trying to get it, but look at the damage. Drake gets procced. Phoenix gets exploded. And Almost Legends Obsidian gonna be trying to push in with this nearly full health boss. Earthquake is put here onto the core. Apocalypse as they boot them back, but ultimately Pina Colada gonna have to use that Hellgate to go back to try and get some heals from the core. The shields are down on this core. Boss stun gonna take a nice chunk at. Obsidian just focusing in on it, and that is going to be it. Game 2. Going to go to Almost Legends Obsidian. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to game number 3 here in this opener here, this opening week, I should say, for Div C West. The opening match for both of these squads for Season 7. Game 3 hype on our busiest night of NGS so far. Granted, you know, it's only been 4 nights, but still, 17 matches is quite a lot. Tale of the stats. 14-8, so yeah, definitely a little bit more decisive win this time around, this time in favor of Almost Legends Obsidian. Boggs doing a great job not only with his macro and his soak, but he is pretty safe during a lot of these team fights. Good positioning, no deaths from him or Magic Master. Pretty decent damage numbers overall coming out from both of these guys. Transformer also with some big damage numbers. Not to mention, overall good KDA. So both sides making some plays throughout that one. There was a point in that game where Annie Oakley looked like they might run away with it and close the series out. It's Almost Legends Obsidian taking a couple of good team fights, getting themselves a curse, and I can't tell you what a big deal that rotation was. Catching Annie Oakley, split, getting themselves those kills, that ultimately led to the beginning of the end for that match. A pretty tough prospect to try to defend after that in that situation. All right, well, go back to the cat cam, shall we? Yeah, he's out like a light again. He did his rounds, and now he is tuckered out. Game number 3. Like these guys are getting it set up and ready to go here. Be interested to see if Annie Oakley wants to go with first pick or map pick here. As far as I know, this is a new team to NGS. We'll have to talk to these. I'll be interested to talk to these guys if they end up winning, if they have any prior experience. They've looked pretty good this series. The people demand the cat cam. I will give them the cat cam. And looks like we do have a lobby ready to go here for game number 3. We're going to be going to Volskaya Foundry. Looks like it was indeed map pick for Almost Legends Obsidian. So Annie Oakley electing to take first pick. It's a very sustain heavy map, very team fighty. So Almost Legends Obsidian feeling pretty solid about their team fight ability, I think, after that last match. But I think it's worth noting, Annie Oakley, we've seen quite a lot of good macro play coming out from them, good camp priorities, and that's a big deal on this map here on Volskaya, with all of the different the toys you can end up getting on this map, between the turrets and the healing totems, the biotic emitters. There we go. Still early in the season, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little bit rusty. Yeah, Valkymer's got it right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to game 3. Ring the bell, because this one's gonna go the distance. I want to make sure our teams are ready to go here for this matchup. Like AOL's ready to go. Like everybody's ready to go.
New follower detected. Volskaya
And
Industries.
here we go. Game number 3. And thank you very much for the follow, Max a Zillion. As well as, oh yeah, we got X-Ray Lud already. Thank you very much for the follows. Again, ETC, Annie Oakley, does not want to see the cow. Jaina gonna be banned out once again for Obsidian. And Raynor going to be the ban out here for Annie Oak League. Very interesting. I don't know. I don't think we've seen Raynor come out in this series yet, but interesting adjustment there. Blaze going to be banned out for Almost Legends Obsidian. Good team fighting ability, good wave clear. I like that pick. Ana going to be picked up once again. We saw that coming out for Golion last map. It was banned out early in the first map. It is my pleasure, Max Zillion. I appreciate the follow, and I love casting. I look forward to the start of the season every season.
Let's fly.
Get to do more awesome casting for you guys and display these guys' time and energy they put into practicing and playing as a team. I think this is the best. I honestly think competitive HOTS in this setting is the best way to play the game. And it's really fun to watch as well. So
before me.
Anyway, let's get back into this. We've got Orphea and Falstad again. So that backline combo, tried and true for Almost Legends Obsidian. They're going to go with it again. Meanwhile, Pina Colada going to go back to the Diablo. But this time, Unicate going to go ahead and get Gul'dan before the ban phase. That was banned out last game in the secondary ban phase. So a little bit of an adjustment here for Annie Oak League. I think that's a pretty good combo as well. Gul'dan and Ana. Pretty potent to have to deal with. That nano boosted Gul'dan can be very difficult. Yeah, Baja, definitely one of our better casters here in NGS. He is always a lot of fun to watch. Also a animal enthusiast like myself, so I'm more of a cat person, but you know, I can respect people who love dogs. That's all good. Bandit seems like a very good boy. Meanwhile, Anubarak gonna be banned out here, so Annie Oak League not wanting to see a repeat on the Anubarak. It's gonna... Wow, look at that front line coming in from Almost Legends Obsidian. Johanna and Arthas. Anno Nana? What? Nano Anna. I got you. We will see Thrall coming out once again, though. Transformer looking to have a little bit of the same there, and again, it's that same kind of combo. The only real difference here is we're going to see the Gul'dan this time around. Still could be the Savo with the EQ, and Stukov going to be picked up once again for Almost Legends Obsidian. And Decisive. Making a lot of good plays, and this is a good I feel like this is a pretty good Stukov map when he's able to kind of manipulate where teams can rotate with the use of that silence, and kind of cut off some of the entrances and exits when they're trying to get into these control points. Either that, or you got to pay the toll to get in through that way. But I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching here late into the night on a Thursday night here for the Nexus Gaming Series. If you guys want more information, don't forget to check out the website. I've had a lot of updates recently from Wraithling. He's doing a great job running that baby. We'll have more shout-outs later, but let's get on into game number 3. This is what we do it for, ladies and gentlemen. The big showdown. Both these teams look to get the edge on the other here early in the season. On the left, we have Almost Legends Obsidian. We've got Dallying Pig on the Johanna. DJ Coldcuts on the Arthas. Magic Master going to be playing the Orphea. Boggs going to be on the Falstad. And we've got Indecisive on the Stukov. Meanwhile, on the right, we've got Annie Oak League. We've got Unicake going to be playing the Gul'dan. Gola going to be on the Phoenix. Pina Colada going to be on the Diablo. Galleon on the Ana, and Transformer going to be on the Thrall. Right away, both teams going to go ahead and send all 5 into the mid lane here. A little bit of a brawl. But it's not long before Almost Legends Obsidian goes ahead and splits on out to lane. We're going to see Boggs and Transformer once again rekindling their battle here in the bot lane. Interesting rotation there from Boggs. Didn't want to get too close to Thrall. Doesn't want to give him that root. Taking a look at these level 1 talents, a few things that stick out to me right away. Q build coming out for Unicake. Not super popular, but you know, I actually like that build myself. That's one I usually play when I'm on Gul'dan. That's mostly just because I feel like I can't hit a corruption to save my life, so I like to go with the Qs. Once again, we see that extra auto attack damage coming in for the Phoenix. Hold your ground coming in for Dowling Pig, so he'll have that Iron Skin up a little bit more often. Once again, going with that mage style build for Falstad, and both teams going to quickly pick up their fortification camp. Going to get themselves their turrets. Now look at Annie Oakley. Gonna put the pressure on here with a very early attempt at the support camp, and they're gonna rip this thing apart. Grab it. Or Almost Legends Obsidian could even really scout them out there. Very nice power play by Annie Oakley. They'll get themselves that biotic emitter. It's gonna be a pretty good advantage going into the first control point here. While camp's going to be grabbed on both sides for their siege camp. So I like Almost Legends Obsidian holding it. This is a pretty experienced team here in NGS. They've spent some time playing coordinated HOTS. They know that they know they want that camp timing in a very particular way to split push. So they can try and get that early cap. Want to see AOL up here in the top lane, prioritizing the clear. They'll be right on the point to get started and get themselves the early cap. But Annie Oakley does have a fair amount of siege potential here. Yeah, it looks like they are just going to go for it. I really like this call. Between the Gul'dan and the Phoenix, they have the ability to just destroy this top fort. And they're going to use a lot of that damage and nearly get the top turret. But Almost Legends Obsidian with a very good response to it. Rotating all three up there. It's going to be enough to clear it. You know, level 7 coming in soon for both squads. Both teams going to go full in though and put their turrets down. 76% and counting here for Almost Legends Obsidian, so Annie Oakley needed to make a stand here, and they will. They're even going to go ahead and utilize their biotic emitter. Get the full healing out of that. Both teams going to have their fortification camps up, and both teams going to rotate to it. Now Annie Oakley controlling the point and getting themselves a little bit of charge on their side. Plenty of time still for Obsidian to look at another play onto this. They're going to play this patient, get a little bit of soaking, and then look to come in to another fight. They don't have to wait the full duration, though, and they will not. Turret is going to go down early here for Annie Oakley. Still have the turret on Dallying Pig. There it is coming down. DJ Coldcut's getting pretty low right in the middle of Annie Oakley's team there. Was not quite able to make it out. Boggs trying to finish off Pina Colada, but he's just a little bit too tanky. Johanna also going to end up falling here, and Stukov gets the double kill there with that lurking arm damage. But I think it might be a little bit too late. Pina Colada coming back in with a huge charge. Anna with a nice healing grenade there to deny any kind of healing. Indecisive for a little bit. And now this brawl recommencing here. Transformer is super low. Matt McMaster trying to find GM overtime has been going forever. DJ Cold Cuts is actually now back in this fight with two members coming back for Annie Oakley. They do have the ability to step back here for a second. Almost Legends Obsidian is not sitting on 99. And they do successfully rekindle their team here. And yeah, a little bit of an overstay there, I would say, for Almost Legends Obsidian. Now Annie Oakley gonna retake the point uncontested and get themselves the first Triglav Protector of the game. And they're looking to put some damage right away into this mid wall. We'll have to see if they want to stay here or go top. It looks like they are gonna rotate to top lane. Pretty much the standard play here on Volskaya Foundry, but look out, DJ Cold Cuts gonna be caught out a little bit here. We see Pina Colada trying to do something to keep him kind of caught out there, but ultimately he does make it back to the fort. So that's really what they were looking for. The well goes down in the top lane, so now that will not be available for Control Point B. Be coming up a little bit later here in this match for the second map objective. Now they'll rotate back to mid. But they gotta look out here. This is expiring with Ana and Phoenix in it. Level 10 here for both squads. Zaragoza, Crushing Jaws, and Lightning Breath all coming out around the same time. Youch, man. 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Almost Legends Obsidian. Yeah, Ana and Phoenix were in that Protector, and they did not live for very long after they came out of that Protector. A pretty heads-up play for the side of Almost Legends Obsidian. Both teams going to prioritize grabbing their turrets once again. Down in the bot lane, we'll see once again our solo laners going back and forth here. Take a look at these ults real quick. Crushing Jaws, along with the Zaragoza, Blessed Shield, and once again Falstad gonna be going with that Hinterland's Blast, and another massive shove pick here from Indecisive. Meanwhile, Annie Oakley gonna be going with the Earthquake Sabo combination again. We talked about that nano boost for the Gul'dan, along with the Lightning Breath, and of course, what else but Horrify. 4 to 5 on the kill counter right now. Tiny level lead for Annie Oakley, but nothing major. And look at Almost Legends Obsidian. They have completely pushed Annie Oakley out of this. Triple stun on the Crushing Jaws there, but both teams just kind of pressing the R buttons. It ends up being Stukov that goes down first, and with no heals, it looks like Annie Oakley gonna get the better of this situation with Gallon just constantly pushing out heals. But wait a minute! A double Hinterland's Blast coming in from Boggs. He's poisoned, but he will be able to spin out. But off the heels of that double Hinterland's Blast, it ends up being a 3-for-4 exchange. Or maybe a 3-for-3 exchange. I think Pina Colada might have made it out of there? I'm not entirely sure. Did it reset its stacks? That was just a big mess, that's all I know. A lot of damage coming out from both squads all at once there. Now it's 8 to 8 on the kill counter, so either way. Yikes, bro. There's a bit of an advantage here for Obsidian. Again, they have the Falstad. You can rotate up at any time. I like Almost Legends Obsidian going in on this mid fort, getting some nice damage. They're gonna give you an inch, you might as well take it. Almost Legends Obsidian doing a nice job of forcing Annie Oakley to rotate away there. They've got a lot of different things they can do in that chokehold, and AOL knew it. They didn't want any part of it. We will see AOL stepping on the point first, though. Charging on the Dallying Pig. Horrify coming out, gonna split them up a little bit. Earthquake on the backside. But we are going to see the salvo not really finding its mark there. It does get the Orphea down, though, on the backside. Indecisive also very low. He's going to have to try and scramble around to find some kind of escape, but I don't think he's going to find much purchase. Eventually he gets shoved down and will be taken out there from the Gul'dan damage. And just like that, it's a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of AOL. Annie Oakley doing a nice job of finding their way through to split up members of Almost Legends Obsidian. A little bit of that was the Horrify coming in. And now it's going to be the Fort going down as well. Again, massive siege damage potential for Annie Oakley. I knew I was gonna confuse him at least once tonight. I gotta admit, I'm all right with the fact that it took till game 3. So I'm okay with that. Pina Colada trying to zone him away here, but Arthas comes in with the Howling Blast. He's gonna get a little bit of this set up. Enterland's finding a couple of hits there, but not getting near enough for that full reset once again. Orphea, Arthas going down pretty much immediately. Now it's Dallying Pig that's in a lot of trouble. Gola is in deep. Hits the Sabo on the back end of 2. Finds the kill on Johanna. Boggs trying to make it away, but Gola chasing in. Just barely make it through the gate. But this is a big moment for Annie Oakley. They get the 4-for-0 and the Protector all at the same time. This is surely a keep. And they're going to go straight into it. They're able to shut it down there with that claw. And get it down to about a quarter health before it even starts shooting the Protector. And immediately AOL going to rotate away to mid and look to grab themselves another fort down here. The main priority they usually will want to be looking at is getting that bottom well to set up for the next objective. We saw them do that pretty efficiently for this objective, and it worked out pretty well. The shove on Indecisive, they're trying to chase him down with the machine gun, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Dallying Pig actually getting a nice dividend there. With that condemned into the punish, gets that, but Orphea goes down to, of all things, the Horrify damage. Horrify really does not do that much, but every once in a while it snatches you a kill. It's pretty great. 234 damage. Just enough. It's worth noting that bottom lane still relatively untouched for both sides. Wells will still be there for the next objective in control point C. Annie Oakley looking to see if they can try and find anybody caught out. DJ Coldcuts is up here and ready to go, but it's gonna be, looks like maybe too little too late. It's gonna be tapped. And that is going to be picked up. Meanwhile, the Earthquake is out. DJ Coldcuts is in all kinds of trouble here. Is going to go down. Dallying Pig taking a ton of damage as well. They are on the chase, but the rest of Almost Legends Obsidian will make it out. Right now, everything coming up in Oakley. See Unicate kind of scouting this out, but they're ultimately going to decide to not go in on it. So the sleep comes out, and actually, yeah, Pina Colada is going to go in on the Indecisive. They're going to find another kill, and the stagger starting to get pretty real for Almost Legends Obsidian. That's going to be 2 more kills coming down. And just like that, it's 19-16 on the level counter, 18-8 on the kill counter. And Annie Oakley starting to also get themselves a nice little bank of equipment with that steel on the turret. And you know that thing I mentioned about bot lane being fairly untouched? Well, that's not really the case now. They're going to go ahead and get themselves not only the well, but likely the entire fort. Now we'll see Orphea coming up here. Almost Legends Obsidian. They really just got to try to stabilize. See if they can't find some sort of path to level 20 before this game is over. You know, in a perfect world, they'd be able to find a team fight before Antioch League has level 20, but I just don't really see that happening right now. We're going to get it off of pure trickle.
A new terminal will be ready shortly.
And Control Point C finally coming on up here in the bot lane. There's just no way that Obsidian is going to be able to get themselves 20 before this is over. By this, of course, I mean the map objective, not necessarily the game. But you almost got to think to yourselves if they get the Triglaw Protector with the 20 advantage, and then have both of those to work with along with all these points. But we'll see. Obsidian has the positioning here. Can they make the miracle happen? Massive shove. Kind of a good start there to get Diablo out of here. But a big Morify going to push Johanna forward. And we're going to see Orphea and Johanna going down first. DJ Coldcut soon to follow. And there is the power of 20 and the turrets. Even threw down the biotic emitter. Meanwhile, on top lane, we're going to see a big old caravan of minions coming in. Boggs is up to try and defend this. But meanwhile, they are completely abandoning their effort to try and get the Triglaw Protector, and instead are just looking to go core here. They've got 20 seconds before there's any real relief. GG is going to be called here for Magic Master. And Annie Oakley is going to go ahead and find themselves a win here in week number 1 of NGS Season 7. Take the victory here on Volskaya Foundry. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at our match summary for game number 3. What a series these two squads had here tonight. Back and forth in these games, but ultimately, Antioch League almost seeming to have just a little bit more in the tank going into this last game. Able to find themselves a big win. Big stats coming out again from Transformer. A lot of kills coming out from both Pina Colada and Unicake, so we saw why that Gul'dan ban was pretty prevalent there. A lot of damage also coming out. And again, you know, like just looking at the pure damage numbers, when your Diablo's dealing almost as much damage as the Phoenix and the Gul'dan, like that's a pretty impressive feat in and of itself. But again, a big shout out to Boggs. He played great, and that's in those last 2 games and in the series overall. No deaths in this one, and you know, again, huge damage numbers. Definitely MVP in these last couple matches for the side of Obsidian. And you know, you got to give these guys a lot of credit too. Both teams put on a great show tonight. I'm going to go ahead and reach out and see if we can't get in contact with the captain here for Antioch League. Maybe we can bring somebody in for an interview. Take a quick look at these talents here. Give you guys a look at what they all were building. See if we can reach out to Gola here for our interview. Hello?
Hello.
Hello. So I'm joined by, correct me if I'm wrong, but team captain for Annie Oak
Yes.
League, Gola.
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome and congratulations. How are you guys feeling after that big win?
Thank you. It feels good. We prepped for these guys. It was really fun watching them when they were Frankfurters win in the Division D. So like, I personally was looking forward to this match. I really liked hearing how they came up, like working together, and we all, like on my team, have similar stories where we all sucked and it took a really long time for us to get better. So it feels really good to play competitively or amateur league kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, let's be honest. Shame on the people that just started this game good at it. That's just not the way to do it.
It's
right?
not fair. Yeah, everyone needs to suffer in Bronze League.
That's right. Yeah, you're missing all that character if you don't do that. But give me a little background about Annie Oak League, because I've been around casting an NGS for a while, and I gotta admit I don't really recognize any of your guys' names. Is this like your first go out in amateur HOTS?
Yeah, so this is our first season in NGS. I got introduced to NGS, I think, 3 seasons ago now. I was on another team. I really had a great, like the best HOTS experience ever. When the new Heroes Lounge League started, or season started, we basically formed around that earlier in the year, February, like springtime. And it was a few people I found that we got along really well in Storm League, and then some unranked, and then some, just recruiting. Everyone like has a lot of fun playing together, and our comms are kind of a blast because we have a bunch of soundboard sounds. So, and we had a lot of fun making our team name too. So we were kind of new, but we've all been playing for basically since it came out.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I love your guys' logo. It's very very meta. I like it.
We really love our team name, and we can't get enough of it. We've got so many jokes. We were really excited that the initials were AOL. Like that made the logo really easy. And Annie Oakley, she's awesome. And then, yeah, we'll share more some other time.
All right. Well, just tell me a little bit about you guys have kind of talked about how you guys have come together and where you guys come from, but I want to look a little bit forward to like what your guys' goals are as a team. Like, do you guys have any expectations going into your first season here in NGS?
Well, yeah, I do have some expectations since we've got like a pretty good feel of our level of competitiveness after that Heroes Lounge season. We faced some teams that were much better than us. We faced some teams that were right on our level, and we had some really great matches all around with everyone we played. So we were really excited going into this season that there was a lot of crossover. We're especially looking forward to next week's match with Can't Counterpick Stupid. We are disappointed we didn't get to play them in the Heroes Lounge season. We're really excited that they're here in our division. We think that I think they're going to do well, and I'm really interested to see how we fare up against them.
Yeah, kind of a benchmark match for you guys for sure.
It is.
Another
it is.
another experienced NGS team. That's
yes.
how we saw from last season. So it'll be interesting to see how you guys go against that. But looking at this game in particular, great series. Goes all the way to Game 3. Anything in particular that stands out as any big moments? Anything you want to reminisce on for this match in particular?
I just more shout outs to the Almost Legends. Like the Stuco Silence was menacing. The Orphea, I wish we had 3 bans because we wanted her out of every game. But right. Everyone on their team played really solid, and it was just a really fun match.
All right, so we'll have to go back into the replay and do a little bit of who wore it better between some Diablos and some Falstads, or a lot of swapping. Tell me a little bit about your drafting process against these guys.
So I might have spent a little time looking at these guys' previous matches. The wealth of information was almost too much to deal with. So I did, have some plans in there to deny picks by picking things we're good at. We have a lot of overlap between the teams, like heroes that we like to play. And we were able to kind of, attack their hero pools here and there. And I think it really played out for us really well.
All right. Well, before we let you go, any shout outs you want to make for the night?
Just my team, the enemy team, NGS, all the volunteers. Thank you so much for everything you do. It's this is such a fun experience to be able to play HOTS, which is not so popular anymore, in such a popular environment now. I love that there's like 100 teams in NGS. So thanks to all the fans and everyone that keeps this game alive.
All right, well, congratulations again on the big win. Thanks for coming in and doing the interview. And
thanks to Mom.
Oh, there you go. You always got to throw that one out there. For sure. All right. Well, thanks again. We'll let you go back to your team and enjoy the big win.
Thanks.
And
thanks for
seeing
casting.
you next week. Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Have a good night.
You too. Alrighty. Well, we got the cat cam up, but before we go, I wanted to give a few shout-outs of my own. Thank you very much to everybody for coming out and watching. Thank you for all the follows, and especially those big raids from Archaean and, of course, Bahamut. I really appreciate you guys keeping it within the NGS family, and also want to give a shout-out to our Patreon. So, a little video that was made by Weenus, so we'll go ahead and play that for you real quick. Alrighty, so don't forget to go check out the Patreon. Still very early in the season. A good opportunity for you guys to be able to support the stream. And also want to remind you guys to check out the YouTube channel. We do have the NGS match archives set up now for Season 7 on the YouTube page. So you guys will be able to find all of the NGS matches that are casted, uploaded to YouTube, and easily sorted into nice little playlists for each division. So you guys will find that all on the NGS YouTube channel. And of course, want to remind you guys to follow here and on YouTube for my channel. I'm always casting and uploading these matches as well, so I hope you guys will come back and check out more NGS later. And until then, for the Nexus Gaming Series, I am Jayzon. This lovely cat over here is Kalikos, and I'm going to quiet down and let him and everybody else in the house get some sleep. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.